Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I'm back. Back from the beach. It's hard to believe it's been a week. That was a really good week. Had a great time. Let's see. We picked up the RV on Friday morning and got it all wiped down and cleaned out. Our stuff was staged. All 4 kids helped pack it all in. I say 4. My 3 and my bonus. My daughter's boyfriend, Isaiah. Good morning, Isaiah. Hope you're at work today. He was a huge help. Huge help. You know, when the kids were little, it was so hard to take them places and do things because you'd have to think for yourself and think for everything that they'll need. But young moms gets a little better as they get a little older and they start inviting friends that are a little older. Got everything packed up. We got out of here. It was about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive to Dillon Beach, to the campground, Lawson's Landing. And we had minimal to set up. We didn't set up the whole outdoor kitchen. I just planned on cooking in the RV. That worked well for us last year. With it being so windy, it's hard to keep sand out of the food. We had a great Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It was great. I was thinking about it. That last night, Sunday to Monday, it rained, it poured, the wind was just ripping through the campground. And I was thinking of all the people that tent camp, how adventurous they are. Oh man, I was so grateful to be inside the warm, dry, cozy RV. Worked out very well. Caught a lot of crab. We had a potluck on Saturday. That was amazing. Any food that I don't cook is absolutely delicious. Lots of things to sample and your plate fills up so fast. Feasted on crab. And then, so that was Saturday. Sunday evening, Ryan was fishing off, the campground's along a seawall. And so he was fishing off the seawall and he caught a ray? No, they're not stingrays. What are the, he was calling it something else. It's not a stingray because they said that these don't have barbs. On our coast, they don't have barbs. I think he was just calling it a ray, but Brandon was there to help him to reel it in. I think Isaiah got a video of it. I'll have to check in with him and see if that's something I'd be able to share. Ryan was so proud. He's still talking about it. Today's Thursday, my day off. We got home Monday, so the kids missed school Friday and Monday. So vacation. And then Tuesday, we got the RV all cleaned up in the morning and took it back. So that was officially the end of the trip. Oh. We took a little drive to the little town, Dillon Beach, and they had a little souvenir shop. And I picked up something special. I picked up 3 Sisters Apothecary body butter. It's a lotion. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It's Meyer lemon. I'm very picky about my lemon scents. Very, very picky. Some lemon just reminds me of just harsh bathroom cleaner. This smells, and you know what? I bet those ingredients are pretty pure. I bet I could taste it. And it would taste like a delicious lemon bar. It's Meyer lemon and agave. Oh, it smells amazing. So that was a little treat I got for myself. Kind of yarny. You play with yarn, you need to keep your hands nice and moisturized. So what did I work on the beach? Well, I took 2 projects. I took my sock bag, which had a beautiful view the whole trip. I propped it next to the window and didn't mess with those socks at all. I need to get to them. I will. But I had a shiny distraction. I really want a pumpkin hat. I want a pumpkin hat to wear next year. So, behind. I think I showed you, I was working with Deborah Norville from Premier Yarns. It's a super thin, it's a 1. I probably wouldn't work with this on its own. It's a gorgeous mossy color. I think it's actually named something with mossy. Woodsy green. And then I'm holding it with Yarntopia Rust. And this one is a 2. So yarn math, a 2 and a 1. I started out with the Ross hat pattern because I'm a new knitter and Ross hat's always been really good to me. And I wanted something very just mindless to just sit on the beach, something I could sit down and pick up spontaneously and not lose count or track. Yarn math. A 1 and a 2, try it on a 3. That's not the way it works. Was acting more like a 4. There's some loft in this squishiness and I didn't want to smash it down into a 3. So I ended up using Ross's recommendations, US 8. I got my rocket squares on here. I believe it's a 9-inch circular. I usually do, no, 9. I think it's a little more than that. I think it says on the cables, but we're not going to mess around with that. I'm using my stitch marker from Jimmy Bean Wools. We got, oh, she's just all blurry today. She hasn't had enough coffee yet. Yarn Babe. That's a little lady with a bun on top and some sunglasses in her scarf. Thought that was a fun little stitch marker to go around. So I used the cast on for the 4 weight. 80, 120. 120 was for the 3. 8, I think it's 80. And I did the ripping 3x2. And I was going to do like he recommends, just the 1.5 or 2 inches. But I thought, that's a pumpkin. That's a pumpkin head. And when I flip the brim up, it reverses. So then it's a popping 2x3. And with the rest being a 3x2, that's my pumpkin hat. That's what I was looking for. This is how much I knit. I didn't knit much on Friday because we were traveling and parking. Saturday, Sunday it was raining. Monday morning was a little hectic. I didn't knit much. So 2 days of watching the waves go in and out, hit the seawall, watching the tides go in, listening to the kids' adventures at the sand dunes and what they found on the beach. I did take some breaks to walk the dog down to where the pelicans and seagulls were playing around on the beach. That's it. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to go some more on this one. We're going to call it an active whip. I'm not going to let it get all dusty, crusty, and old. And perfect bag. If any sand or anything got into it, it probably just filtered right out. It was nice to have this bag. I kept it closed and the yarn was just coming out of the holes. And I was just working on it tangle free. Sat next to me in my my folding chair. Very nice mesh bag. Highly recommend. I'm thinking about, I don't need any more whip bags right now, but I like this type of bag. If I was to invest in another bag, I'd definitely look into this snappy top. Della Q made this one for the yarn crawl, but I've seen a lot of different designers make the bags. Before we left, I showed you some hats that I had made, and I added a few more. I think I made 2 more before we left, and I don't think I had a chance to show. Let's see. Oh, I gave one away. Lily saw one that she really liked. Okay, so I had this blue one with the flowers, and I kept thinking those flowers are so pointy and beautiful. They look like poinsettias. So I dug through the yarn and I found some red. Now, this is mystery red yarn that came probably from I want to say a secondhand store yarn haul. It's scratchy, a bit bristly. It has some old wool in it. This is vintage yarn. But in the red and the poinsettias, I like that. It's a little small. Just covers the ears. It's just a small little hat. I was thinking when I first made it, before it squished out some, it definitely a child's hat, but it fits. I don't have a child's head and it fits. The other one, let's see, I can't remember the color combination. I think I had some Hobby Lobby, some of the paint yarn with pastels, how it fades watercolors through it, was the brim. Yeah, I don't remember. And Lily took that one right away, and I'm not allowed to go into her room when she's not home. Well, I made 2 more hats, and I ended up giving away 3 of them. One to the woman that puts together the whole camp trip for us every year. Lily snuck off with one, and then Nola snuck off with one. They'd forgotten hats at home. And let's see. What else have I been working on? Have a few packages that need to go to the post office. I've had so much going on. I need to go to the post office. I have been swinging past the mailbox to drop off letters to send to Tap Mama, just to keep her spirits up when we're not videoing and we're isolated at home and the hours are just clicking by and we don't feel so good. It's really nice to receive some happy mail. She posts her address on her videos for Happy Mail where she'd like to receive that. If you're thinking of her and you'd like to cheer her up a little, she loves Happy Mail. Makes her happy. So if you get a chance and you want to send her a card, just a little hello, just brighten the day. I've been trying to send them every few days so that she's getting something every few days to cheer her up and let her know I'm thinking of her. But I have some packages to send. There is a fun Advent project coming up and I need to get that mailed. Critter Crochet, Teresa with Critter Crochet. We're going to do an exchange for a fun Advent scrappy project. So that'll be fun. That'll start December 1st. And then I got that Granny Square skull that I need to mail off to my cousin. Would be nice to visit with her, right? And then give her her gift, but want her to have it as soon as possible. She's a year-round Halloween girl, so she'll love it whenever she gets it. I need to get it to her. I make this stuff, I gotta gift it. The second half of the exciting part. And then I was sitting around thinking that I don't have a yarn chicken. Everyone's got these cute little fluffy fat bottomed yarn chickens. I want a yarn chicken. So I was digging through and I have this brown, heathered brown, you know what, this is a little rough too. And I know this came from a secondhand store, but I got a sweater amount. I knitted my very first sweater out of it and I had this one ball left over. And I had some variegated, pretty just tonal variegated yarn. And so I started making my fat bottom chicken. Just got my rounds going. And then I used the front loop only? Back loop only. I used the back loop only when I started working up the sides of my chicken. I'm going to put a little detailed, little feathery ruffle right there and maybe have her some legs. I like the dangly legs on the chickens with the knobby knees. I don't know, I'm going to have fun with it. I am not going to stuff this chicken with polyfill. I'm not going to amigurumi it plump. My idea is, I haven't worked up the sides quite enough yet, but I'm going to work up the sides she'll be taller, plumper. And then when I sew the top part, I'm gonna leave her tail feather section open, about that much. And I'm gonna put some little delicate little ruffle, imitate some feathers along here, just so maybe one long one and two little ones. And I'm gonna leave the hole. And then every time I come across this stuff where I've sewed in my ends and I've clipped that little bit, I'm gonna shove it down in there. And over the years, who am I kidding? I got so many scraps laying around. In 2 weeks, she'll be a fat little scrappy hen. I'm gonna do the little head part and the little comb, and it's a lady. We won't have a waddle. And then I'm just gonna use that to collect some scraps. I do have a jar on my cart that I fill with scraps, and then see, it's overflowing. Just little bits and pieces of everything that I work on, everything that I do. And then every once in a while I take this to the garbage. I know I don't give it to the birds. Don't want anyone choking on some plastic acrylic. Don't know how much if it's wool. They're scraps. I'm done with it. I utilized as much as possible in the skein. The project's over. I don't need emergency nothing. Let it go. The collector in me wants to collect every little bit of everything. I don't need to. So this sits on my cart, but then I'm gonna have my scrappy chicken and I'll just poke my little scraps down inside her and have fun with it. And then, I don't know, maybe de-stuff her and throw all that away too. Or at the end, I'll stitch her up and that could just be her fluff and stuff. So let's see, didn't work on the socks, worked on the hat. Got to recap. Made 2 more hats to take, only have one to show you. Got that yarny chicken going. Oh. Okay. We all have that one friend, that one family member that is a little wild and crazy. I have a coworker, previous coworker, that thinks of me whenever she sees funny, humorous projects. She's a very huge supporter. She thinks of them and thinks of somebody in her life that has to have them and commissions me to make them for her. Well, Heather sent me a picture, a very detailed picture of a naughty mushroom. She requested 4 with certain colors. I will not be showing you the naughty mushrooms. We're gonna keep our caps on and I can show you the little mushrooms that I made for her. The first one is was requested gray and lavender. How cute is that? I used my little oh, girls always make fun of me. My Kawiki eyes, cute eyes. And I did like a little flowery top. They're all unique. Each one is different. I still need to add some dots. How would you add the dots to this mushroom cap? I have some white acrylic paint, and I was thinking about taking the back end of a brush and just very firmly stamping some perfect dots. Maybe 2 different size brushes, maybe a big one and then a couple little ones, and just a little cluster of dots, just add a little detail. I was also thinking I think I have some sticky back felt, but when it comes to cutting a perfect circle, my left hand, I try folding it and folding it over. My left hand does not cut perfect anything. The second one was navy blue and gray. Well, we got some eyes, some blue eyes, my safety eyes, and a little a little flowery, petally kind of top. These were fun. I had total creative poetic justice on these. I could be creative as I wanted. She just really, the people she has in mind has certain colorways that they like. So I wanted to make them in their favorite colors. Other than that, it was enjoyable. Or it was all enjoyable, but it was, you know, I could play around with the different. And then we have a little mini white one with huge eyes. This reminds me of those Beanie Babies, but the Beanie Boos. The ones with the huge glittery eyes. Cute little fun mushroom. Just more of a basic top. Okay, and the last one. Make sure his cap on is all the way on. Oh, so in the bottoms of these, I had some some very large marbles with a flat bottom from the dollar store. They got a flat bottom, and then they have like the domed glass top. And so when I stuffed them full, I put the glass bottom in them. So they're bottom heavy, and they're gonna stay how they're meant to stay. And then this little guy, he definitely needs some little mushroom spots. So I made those. That was fun. Each one took, I don't know, after I got the basic formula down, basic little pattern down, I used the picture she sent me from the internet for inspiration. So I kind of, after I figured out how big, how much to increase them. Each one took maybe about, I don't know, an hour. And then the scrap yarns I have around, I have a tote box. It's very thin. It fits under my dresser, so it's easy to add more to it when I get less than a floppy. If I just have a floppy, I've got another tote that I put floppies in. So I got my full skeins, my floppies, and my scrap balls. Yeah, I just went through the scrap balls, and I was able to find the color requests that she had. So that was fun. I love being thought of when a friend or family sees something on the internet that they think is funny or cool, or just, hey, Amy, have you seen this? Yes. A few other people sent it to me, but I appreciate that you thought of me. You thought of me and my little hobby and my little craft. That just tickles me that somebody thought of me. And of course, I love getting emails or notes or messages. I think that's it. Pretty productive week. I do work this weekend. I picked up some extra shifts since I missed some in the earlier part of the week. So I won't be crocheting or knitting much. Let's face it, I try to squeeze in just a few minutes every day. So I'll be doing that. And then I don't have any big plans. I need to repack up. We're on our way out the door again. I gotta go to the post office before we go on our way out the door again. Thanksgiving's coming up. We're gonna do a little traveling and visit some family. Yeah, and then month's over. It's over already. That was one of the quickest Novembers. It just squeezed on by. I am looking forward to some green bean casserole. You know, I don't know why I wait for November to have green bean casserole. I think it's a perfectly legitimate dish just to make on a regular, hey family, it's Tuesday, let's enjoy some good food. Thank you so much for coming by to visit. I really enjoy sharing my makes, my creations, what I'm working on. What are you working on? I haven't seen you in a week. Leave a comment below. Let me know what's in your hands. What yarn are you tangled up in? I'd love to know. Tell me the yarn you're making, what you're making, who it's for. Give me the juicy details. I want to know it all. Thank you for visiting. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.